No, I looked for it everywhere. I looked for it, and it just wasn't there. They took it down, and I haven't been able to find any evidence of it anywhere. And now I'd like to know why they took it down. What? Oh, greetings, my friends. Welcome, Rush Limbaugh, the EIB Network, and the Limbaugh Institute for Advanced Conservative Studies. We're back at you. Here we are on Thursday. The telephone number, if you want to be on the program, is 800-282-2882. The email address, lrushbaugh@eibnet.com. Now, reminder, tomorrow we're doing our annual Leukemia-thon, the Cure-a-thon for leukemia, in conjunction with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society of America. And, in many years, I don't really spend a lot of time in advance talking about it, but I wanted to this year because everybody has so much focus on the campaign that we don't slack on that. We do our regular program while also conducting the Cure-a-thon, one of the very few broadcast entities which can do multiple things at the same time with none of those efforts lacking. So we will conduct the Cure-a-thon for leukemia tomorrow, plus the regular radio program, including your Open Line Friday calls. And what I was talking about here, late yesterday afternoon, there was a link posted at the Drudge Report. Americans overwhelmingly pessimistic about the country's path. Now, I found that interesting because I talked about it yesterday in the context of this campaign, in the context of how everybody's losing focus here, or a lot of people losing focus about what's really important here, meaning the opposition to Democrats, because the destruction is taking place. The more people can learn this, the better. The things going wrong in this country, and everybody's miserable to one extent or another. I mean, there are pockets of people who are immune to normal everyday media, normal everyday economics, normal everyday mediocrity, and so forth. But for the most part, everybody's being impacted by this for a host of reasons, all of them traceable to specific policies implemented by the Obama administration, and things that happened prior to Obama getting here. But the point is, it's not just, I was in the context of millennials thinking that they just happened to be born at that unfortunate time in history where the best of America was behind them. And no longer could anybody expect that the next generation would do better than the current generation. And they think that in large numbers in the young generation, but they don't. They're wrong about that. And even when they think it, they do not correctly explain to themselves why it's the case. They just think America's best days are over. They just think it's evolution, because nobody's telling them that the reason they can't find careers, the reason they've got massive debt, and wait till there's a story. Do you know that 40% of college debt is going unpaid? Now, who runs that? The regime runs the student loan program now. That 40%, I'm just going to warn you, that's a campaign issue for the Democrat Party. If Hillary or whoever gets into big trouble, don't be surprised if somebody proposes forgiving unpaid student loan debt. Now, they'll have problems with it because some people are paying their debt. 60% are, 40% aren't. So if you're going to forgive those who have not paid anything or who are not paying very much, what do you do with the people who have? But I am sure the Democrats can come up with some kind of solution. Just keep a sharp eye on that. But anyway, in discussing the overall state of the country, I come across this. Americans overwhelmingly pessimistic about country's path. And I said, hot damn, something that's going to correspond with exactly things I was talking about yesterday. Click on the link and nothing there. It's a McClatchy story. They took it down. And that's all I know. I asked a bunch of people, did anybody happen to click on this link before it was taken down? Does anybody have it cached? I couldn't find anybody who did. So we're just left to wonder why they took it down. Now, the natural thing to think is that it's McClatchy, therefore it's the drive-by media, therefore Americans overwhelmingly pessimistic about country's path cannot possibly be good news for the regime. So you add all those things together to take it down. But there could be other reasons. Maybe whoever concocted the story got it wrong. Maybe whoever put together the data got it wrong. We won't know. But it was a frustrating